It's not too late yet. 11 p.m.? But I'm going to take a moment and not talk about Ferguson right now because I don't have anything to add that's useful. But what I'm going to talk about is the methodology that we're using to stay informed about Ferguson. It's Tuesday when you see this? I'm so tired. I saw a thing on Twitter about maybe people on Facebook just don't want to get their news from social media. I'm a big fan of that writer, but his head is up his ass. The danger now is that Twitter is trying to change the way they work so that if you were to favorite something on Twitter, then that favorite would show up broadcast to everybody who follows you, which clutters the stream, which means that people are going to unfollow if you favorite. People are going to use muting and blocking on third-party apps like Tweetbot. In general, it's going to encourage Twitter users to stop using Twitter the way they have. They'll no longer feel free to support the tweets that matter to them for fear that that'll clutter their stream, which means that the people who are creating those tweets aren't going to see any support from the people who are following them, so they might not post as much. In general, it discourages the power of the platform, and I'm nervous about it. I'm nervous about it because I'm thinking a couple of steps down the road, and what Twitter is setting themselves up for is for people to complain, and then to respond to those complaints by doing something that we don't want them to do either. Namely to curate the feed. So Twitter will become more like Facebook in response to the complaints that we make about the messy favorites showing up in the feed, which we didn't want in the first place. But rather than hiding those favorites again, Twitter will just say, oh, well in that case, we'll curate your feed for you. Is that a paranoid prediction? Possibly. I'm very tired. But I think it's also a logical one. The problem with the usability of Twitter is that it's so useful everywhere in the world. It's useful in Egypt. It's useful in Iran. It's useful in the United States. It's useful in Peru. It's useful anywhere you can get an internet connection. Admittedly, some of those places are harder to get an internet connection than others, but theoretically possible, especially with like LTE and wireless technologies. But it's a private business. They can do whatever they want. No government in the world can tell Twitter to do such and such a thing as of right now. This makes me fear that the usefulness of Twitter is contingent upon the profitability to the board of the company. The best thing I can think of to keep Twitter a useful thing for everywhere in the world is to do something with Twitter that's never, as far as I know, been done before anywhere, which is to make it not a national utility, but a global utility. A global public utility. I don't know how that would be possible. Maybe it's not possible, but without globalization of the utility of Twitter, one of our greatest sources of news right now can get compromised at any point in time. Whenever the people on Twitter want it to be compromised, it can be. And we have no control over that. I'm nervous about that. As Ferguson unfolds, and as I think about the future Fergusons that are going to happen, I want Twitter to keep being as useful as it is. Those are my thoughts for today, and again, I'm very tired as I've gotten so little sleep. Tell me your thoughts on Twitter starting to include favorites in the stream. Tell me your thoughts on the future of Twitter as a viable news channel. And just in general, tell me your thoughts, comments, and suggestions below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. If you want to share my possibly paranoid concerns about Twitter with the world, please retweet, reblog, and share this. I'd appreciate that. I miss sleep. And as always, thanks for watching. Hands up. Don't shoot.